I remember when I first moved here that I was trying to acclimate to being American. So I'll be like, Puerto Rico, I'm from Puerto Rico. I am from Puerto Rico. And then now that I'm 12 years in LA, I'm like, I'm from Puerto Rico.
Exactly.
I'm a Boricua.
Vico Ortiz is a proud Latinx, non-binary, gender-fluid actor and activist born and raised in Puerto Rico. And Vico has been on shows like Lucifer, Transparent, The Fosters, Criminal Minds, On Fire, with Amazon Soldier and Zombies. And without further ado, welcome to the show.
Yay! Thank you all so much for having me. I am so excited to be here.
We're so excited to have you.
We are. So, with our guests, we'd like to know sort of like about your childhood, where you come from, who you are, a little bit about you, who you are.
Absolutely. Well, as you said, I am born and raised in Puerto Rico. I have
You say it way better than I do.
Oh, good. I feel like it's interesting now because I've been in LA for now 12 years. And I remember when I first moved here that I was trying to acclimate to being American. So I'll be like, Puerto Rico, I'm from Puerto Rico. I am from Puerto Rico. And then now that I'm 12 years in LA, I'm like, I'm from Puerto Rico.
Exactly.
I'm a Boricua, you know? And it's just like, now my accent comes out and I'm just like, I don't care.
Exactly.
I actually like cherish it when it happens. But yes, I was born and raised in Puerto Rico. Before moving to LA, I was a fencer. And I for a second thought that was going to be my career choice.
Fencing,
but fencing, like the fencing, the sport.
How did you get into fencing?
So, I know, it was very rare. It was very, very rare. My mother wanted something for my brother to do for a summer. And at the time, I was taking ballet classes because that's what my mom had done, and that was the path I was following. Right. And that day I had nothing to do, so I was like, I'll join my brother in this journey, right? And then when we both sit on the bleachers, I was like 11, and he's a couple years younger than me. So the two of us, little cuties sitting on the bleachers watching fencing, and then all of a sudden we both are like, yeah, we're doing that. Like that's what we're doing now. Like we've been fighting with like broomsticks and like pretending to be in these epic medieval fights, and it's like we can actually do that as a sport. So we both got into it.
Did they give you like real swords at first, or is it at least like foam stuff?
No. It's real sabers, foils, and epes, straight up metal. Oh my gosh,
Gotta love it.
Yeah, I mean you do have like the masks and all the things.
You and your brother like.
Oh, we got it all. But actually ended up splitting into different weapons, so we didn't actually have to fight each other.
Oh my gosh, was this in their bio? Like,
I got a little sidetracked with some story. But
glad we're talking about it.
Coming into it though, I mean, fencing did help a lot on like my training as an actor and a performer. The discipline of the sport really put me in the track to like move to LA when I was 17, because I was really young when I moved here, and I moved by myself. And having that background of traveling on my own with the team, already being around so many adults, like when I moved to LA, I was very type A, like I'm going to school, I have a wake up call, I have an evening call to like go to bed, like I was very organized.
I'm not even like that.
It really helped me kind of just like, ease into, the, I guess, adult world in a way. But now I feel like I'm also like shifting that and like finding my inner child. This is another conversation. But yes, fencing.
Well, let me listen. Fencing. Yes, that's great. I'm wondering, like, did you always know you were queer when you knew? How were you accepted? Were your family accepted? Because our audience, what's kind of cool about this show is our audience, it gives them so many ideas of where we come from and where we could be going. And so I just want to know a little more about, like, so your family, did you have to come out? Were they accepting? Did they say, okay, don't give them sharp objects? Like, because they might be mad at us?
It took me a second because it wasn't until I moved to LA that I started meeting other people. I grew up in even though my parents are in theater and I was around some queer people here and there, it wasn't talked about. So I didn't really know anyone openly queer, talking about queerness until I moved to Los Angeles. And that's when I was like, I never really actually asked myself any of these things because I was so focused on like competitions and training in school that I never really sat down and asked myself who I was.
So there wasn't like one moment where you're like, that is a hot about to fight me in this sword. Like there's no secret.
Once I came out, then all these repressed memories started to like come out in my since I was 10 and 11, straight up, I was like, whoa, like my very first crush when I was 10 and a half, 11 started to happen. I remember, oh my gosh, Sara Besbes from Tunisia, that also I remember. So really, I'm I don't know if she's watching this, but hi. It's been 15 years, but it's okay. But truly, once I came out, I was like, whoa, everything is starting to come out. And I was like, whoa, I've been repressing all these memories.
Oh my
so
gosh.
Sarah Besbes hit me up.
Shout out to Sarah.
Shout out, yes.
And we have to take a quick break, but when we come back, more with Vico right here on the Q Agenda.
And we're back with more from Vico Ortiz. Okay, Vico, so much going on in your life.
Oh my gosh.
So much. So, Soldados y Zombies, me la pegué completita.
Oh my God.
I had so much fun. It's the first series for Amazon about zombies shot in Mexico. Tell me a little bit about this.
It was incredible. I honestly didn't really know much about the series up until about 2 weeks before going to Mexico, because it was also secretive. It had several names before it actually landed on Soldados o Zombies. It was originally Operation 8888, which is actually an operation that is in the U.S. government or something like that about zombie apocalypse. For apparently, I don't know. You can probably look it up. I was but it was truly incredible doing something. It was my first series regular. I was just over the moon. I found out at the grocery store that I had gotten the part, and I was just my life just changed, and I don't know. I'm buying my vegetables, and I got to be doing what I love in Spanish and in English, which was incredible. Also, how fun it was to be on a set where everything was in Spanish, and I knew what things were, but I was hearing them in a different, claqueta, which is slate, and I was like, oh, that's what that means now. And I was learning almost Spanish in a whole new way. And when I got to Mexico and sat it down with Nico Santel and the creators, Rigoberto Castañeda, and they were make the character Puerto Rican, and I was like, that's incredible. I get to speak Spanish with my little Puerto Rican flair. And there's a moment in the show that which is very Puerto Rican, and every Puerto Rican is I yelled I heard you say that, and we were yeah. So it was truly amazing to have that. And then on top of it, when we had that conversation, I was like, okay, so we can make the character Puerto Rican. I don't know if you knew this, but I'm also non-binary, so can we just go ahead and make the character non-binary? Is that a thing that we're into? I mean, I didn't say it as smooth as I just did right now. I wanted to throw up when I had that conversation. But the whole series, you mainly say Valencia. You never say pronouns. Right. Only 2 times. And I was like, if you just don't say pronouns and just carry on saying Valencia and keep on the moments where they the rest of the soldiers say yes sir, then done and done. You don't gotta make it happen. And they were okay, let's do it. And I was like, I didn't get fired? I'm doing it? Okay, great. So it was amazing.
Amazing.
And now with the HBO Max
Well,
show.
no. But before that, the Minnie Kaling experience. Please tell me what was that like?
Oh my gosh, sex lives of college girls.
Yes.
What can I say without ruining it? Okay, so I am in one of the storylines. I don't know how to say more.
But it's an amazing cast.
It's an incredible cast. They're all so incredibly talented and funny and so delightful to work with. And even because we shot this in the heat of the pandemic when we were still halfway with vaccinations. So even with all the mask and shield and all the things and kind of just being okay, all right, we're doing a comedy. We're taking everything off and being around each other. Truly, the experience was amazing. I got to be more one-on-one with Justin Noble, which is Mindy Kaling's right hand commander or whatever that's called. And he is incredible to work with as well. I mean, this was written for me without them knowing. And it happened a couple times where some of the guest directors would be was this written for you? And I was like, no, but it kind of feels like it.
This is the HBO Max.
This is the HBO Max.
Okay.
It's incredible. I honestly cannot wait for people to start seeing.
And you just wrapped.
I literally wrapped on Monday.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
that's amazing. And we only have a few minutes left, so I wanted to make sure that we have a chance to spotlight too some of your work with our queer artist friends.
Yes.
Because yes, Mindy Kaling is great, and yes, everyone is HBO Max. I'm so happy your dreams are coming true. But how great that you've been working on a short film with Fazia Mirza, a Muslim queer filmmaker. And what's it called?
The Syed family Christmas Eve game night.
Oh my gosh, which you have to check it out about a Muslim family Puerto Rican meeting a Muslim family for Christmas Eve, right?
Yes.
Okay, and let's talk about Carly's film with the
Oh my
magic.
gosh, Misdirection!
She played, they played, excuse me, I keep miss whatever. You know what I'm talking about.
Yes,
They played a magician in the movie.
Which also has helped a lot.
Which they can do a lot too.
Yes.
They know a lot about magic. It's crazy.
I do a couple of magic tricks also on Fazia's film as well,
Oh,
just
really?
to
So
like,
you just know how to do it.
So, wait, what's the name of Carly's film though?
Syed family.
No, that's Fazia's.
Oh, Carly, sorry.
Yeah.
Misdirection.
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 Yeah, so thank you so much for coming because it's such a great chance to plug our friends too. So I want to say thank you to Vico for coming on. You can follow them at Puerto Rico Ninja. Puerto Rican. I'm going to say this again. Puerto Rican Ninja. Thank you. I'm catching it on Instagram. We'll be right back on the Q Agenda.